What's up, good people and Eagle fans? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. We are 2 days and about 4 hours away from kicking off against the Philadelphia Eagles, and we're still going through the fallout of the Micah Parsons trade. And I'm mystified because I saw Law Nation had done a video about 6 hours ago saying that Micah Parsons will have to take an epidural before every game. I was like, wait, what? What? That may or may not be the case, but he may have to take one at least week one with a sprain between the L4 and the L5. And there's, a whole video out there that talks about, the things with it. Now, you can play through this. It's going to be painful, but it could end up being there's reduced mobility. You can, get basically, you're going to take anti-inflammatories, which is like ibuprofen, okay, to try and, keep the inflammation down. And there's also oral steroids that you can take, okay? See, like for me, I don't know if you've ever hurt your back before. The first time I really hurt my back bad, and I ended up laying in bed thinking I could just rest away and it would get better, but it got worse. It got to the point where I couldn't get out of bed and literally almost crapped on myself trying to get to the bathroom because it hurt so bad. But they gave me a steroid pack, okay? This pack was like, I think it was for 5 days, but you had 5 of them you took the first day, 4 the second day, 3 the third day, 2 and 1. In fact, I think I had that same oral steroid when I got the poison ivy in my eye and stuff because it was the same way. And that steroid will help to reduce the inflammation and things and promote the healing of it. If that doesn't work, that's where they do the epidural. Now, the epidural isn't the same as what they give for women that are having the pregnancy. Theirs is basically just to block it right now. This would be different medications that would go into it that would actually mask the pain and allow you to be able to play. Here's what I don't understand. This is what I don't understand. Did the Cowboys did an MRI and they came back and said the MRI is clean? Did the Cowboys actually know that there was some damage here? I'm sitting here just thinking that, we're talking about multi-million-dollar athletes and stuff, and having the best, supposedly the best doctor out there when it comes to knees and things like that. They missed the sprain in the back of Micah Parsons? Or do they know there's a sprain in Micah Parsons' back and weren't saying anything about it? This reminds me of Eugene Monroe. Okay, shout out to Eugene, former offensive lineman, left tackle for Jacksonville, first round draft pick for Jacksonville and the Baltimore Ravens. And he was talking about, I think it was his shoulder. I can't remember if it was his labrum or not. But the doctors, of course, saying, oh, it's just a sprain, no big deal, you can play with it. And he got 3 other doctors' opinions that all said, bro, that thing is, torn. There's nothing there. And so you had the team doctor saying, you're good, you can play. Even though they knew, or possible deniability, that they didn't know that it was torn. So it was either malpractice, and they're idiots and don't see what's really going on, or they only cared about you playing. So which one is it for the Cowboys? Was it there is a sprain back? And the Cowboys said, oh no, you're fine. You're okay. You can get out there and practice. Or did they know and say, Jerry, he's got some back issues. Which may be the reason why Jerry Jones said, either play on the 5th-year option or leave. Because he's looking and thinking, he's got some back issues before I get ready to have to drop this big monster check. Now, we don't know how big a check it would have had to been, we heard from David Mulligetta, who's looking at it and saying, basically you took a babe in the woods and tried to, and put some candy in front of him and said, here's a contract. We're having contract negotiations. And it was never contract negotiations in Micah Parsons' mind. It was like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Talk to my agent. There was no shaking the hand, at least not as far as the other sides you hear. But it may be that Jerry Jones basically said, okay, we're going to do this lowball deal that sounds good, but in actuality isn't. The way it was going to be structured was Micah really wasn't going to get much money until 3 years down the road, and it was going to be a 5-year deal. So it was one of those ones that I'm sure the Cowboys had some outs on it that they could cover their ass and so on. And maybe they realize, okay, nothing wrong on this end, right? Let's trade him while we can, get something for him. Now, what I don't also understand is, I can understand from the Cowboys' perspective of saying there's nothing wrong here. Because, of course, it's kind of like when you sell your car, you take it to the car wash and get it all clean, you get it detailed and stuff, you change the oil and everything else to make sure it looks real good, okay? If the check engine light comes on, you end up taking the battery terminals off and resetting that sucker, and you take it immediately for them to look at it. So that way, I didn't know. What? You mean the check engine light came on 50 miles after you? Oh, I don't know. Nothing. It's fine when I had it, and now it's somebody else's problem. The thing is you would think that the Green Bay Packers have their own doctors, i.e. mechanics, to look at it before they invest $188 million on getting him. If it's anywhere close to what Law Nation said, that he's going to get epidural just about every game, or take anti-inflammatories or Tanadol or whatever to play, how did the Packers not catch that? How did they not know? Or are they just rolling the dice on it and saying, it's okay, we need this edge help now, and we'll pay whatever price? I don't know. The whole thing is just crazy. It's just crazy. But the good thing is, I will say, is the narrative is still on Micah Parsons. It's still on Micah, but it's kind of shifting away from the team. Still Jerry and Micah, but as far as the players, they're kind of getting isolated from it, and that's the best news on here. I wish Micah Parsons well, and I hope that it's nothing serious with his back and things. And I want him to have a great career, because he is a very, very good player. He's a great player, a future Hall of Famer if he stays healthy. And he does a lot in the community to help a lot of people. Okay, so he is a high-quality individual. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out with the Cowboys. Peace.